I share with you what happens in the corridors of power so that you are well prepared and you make necessary adjustments when these changes happen. I don't want you to be surprised or shocked when it happens, and you should know what to do and prepare yourself accordingly. Now, you know that James Cleverly announced the 5-point plan to cut net migration into the UK, and the 5th point was that the MAC is the Migration Advisory Committee. They actually give or advise the government on the best means to control immigration into the UK. And he said that MAC was going to look into the post-study work visa option or route, which is also known as the graduate visa route. Graduate visa is given to anybody that applies. That's a student who wants to switch or stay in the UK for 2 years. So it's a temporary visa that you spend 2 years in the UK. Is something that made the UK very attractive because it gives you enough time to look for a job. It gives you enough time to do many other things. I talked about the advantages of post-study work visa over the skilled worker visa, and I'll put the link here. I'll put it here so that you can just have a look at some of the advantages and see whether it suits your lifestyle or your family. But one of the things that James Cleverly said was that the MAC was going to look into it and suggest how they can prevent people from abusing that route. Now, today I'm going to be explaining to you some of the things that they have come up with so that if any of these policies come to light or become implemented, you are well prepared. It's always good for you to be updated on immigration news. Hello everybody, my name is Cynthia. I share information that will help your transition abroad to be as smooth as possible. I share information about working, studying, or settling down in the UK, US, Canada. If any of these countries interest you, please subscribe to this channel. Hit on the notification bell so that each time I drop a new video, you know it's time to watch Cynthia Academy. And without wasting time, let's get into this video. Like I explained earlier, we're going to be talking about some of the things that the government have considered that they're going to implement soon. Now, it's about the post-study work visa, which is also known as the graduate visa. One of the things that they have proposed is that they are going to limit that visa to people who have high grades. So if they put in a minimum score that you should have, if you don't have that score, you cannot apply or switch to the post-study work visa. I'm going to put a link to this particular news in the description box so that you can go through it, read about it as a student, and prepare yourself accordingly. And if you intend to come into the UK, very, very important to know what immigration status is happening now and what their proposals are. There are different stages. There are proposals that they talk about in the House of Commons, and then when they go back, they now review it and decide whether they want to implement it or not. Another proposal that MAC is giving is that they should reduce it from 2 years to a year or 6 months. Imagine this happening. It's going to be crazy because it's not enough time for you to look for another visa if you want to switch to a skilled worker visa. Before, if you just complete your master's degree, you just have 4 months, and after that 4 months and your student visa has expired, you are required to leave the UK and not extend or stay 1 hour more than the date on your visa. So it's very important that you know that the graduate visa route has been something that they introduced to encourage people to study in the UK. You know, it's something that encourages people to stay in the UK and now look for a job, because sometimes they struggle to get a job within that particular time frame. Now imagine if they totally remove it, or they say if you don't have so grade, you will not be qualified to switch to that visa. It's going to affect everything. The reason why I'm making this video is because if you're a student, it's very important that you pay attention to your studies while you're hustling, looking for jobs, you know, trying to make ends meet, paying up your tuition. Just make sure you concentrate on your grades because things might change soon. Remember that if you fail, you totally fail, you cannot even switch to some of these other visas. So it's very important that you prepare yourself for this particular route. If they stay a particular score that if you don't have this, you cannot switch to a graduate visa. Then it might be a problem with your plans if you want to stay back in the UK, if you want to use the post-study work visa, or maybe if you want to switch to any other visa after the post-study work visa. Remember that the post-study work visa is a plan B for many people. So many people prefer to get a skilled worker visa. But if it doesn't work out for you, you might want to choose that graduate visa route. And that's the reason I created this video, to prepare you. These are proposals. Remember that proposals don't always come into light. For many months, we were aware when they were discussing in the corridors of power about master students not being allowed to bring their dependent. But at that time, they were not sure, and they were discussing and they were having debates in the House of Commons until it was approved. And now master students cannot bring their dependents into the UK from January, and this is January 2024. Remember that this is how such things happen. There are proposals that are made. Sometimes they go back on it and say, no, we don't want to do it. Sometimes they go forward with it. That's just how it is. It's about controlling net migration into the UK, because if the population is so high, there is this pressure on social amenities. I just felt I should make this video and let you know what is happening so that you are prepared. I wish you the best. I hope you are doing the best to move forward with your life. If you're interested in routes which you can use, or other options or pathways you can use to be able to stay in the UK, if UK is your dream, I have a video that explains 6 ways you can do that. Check it up here. Now, I wish you the best. Please like, share, subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.
This package of measures will take place from next spring. Finally, having already banned overseas master's students from bringing family members to the UK, I have asked the Migration Advisory Committee to review the graduate route to prevent abuse, to protect the integrity and quality of the UK's outstanding higher education sector. It needs to work in the best interests of the UK, supporting the pathway into high-quality jobs for the global talent pool, but reducing opportunities for abuse. Madam Deputy Speaker, this package of measures, taken in addition with the measures on student dependence that we have already announced in May, means that around 300,000 fewer people will be eligible to come to the UK than were coming last year.